Today we are going to talk about cyber scammers, tell you about their history and what it led to. Enjoy the show. Let's start our story with such a well-known personality among scammers as Bad B, real name Vladislav Korokorin, was born in Donetsk, in a simple family of a miner and a graduate of a trade institute. He was one of the main creators of the Carter Planet Forum, a platform that brought together several thousand people who were engaged in carding, stealing and selling credit card data, thanks to which he became famous. In the 90s, Vlad hacks into the local ISP, and gangsters are sent to him for a showdown. The mother decides not to risk her son and sister, looking for Jewish roots, which was found quickly enough. The whole family successfully moves to Israel. At first everything goes well: citizenship, service in the Israeli army. Then Bad B claims that he broke into the military database to go on leave more often, but for this he gets his first term. After serving time in an Israeli prison, Korokorin decides to take up carding, which brings him millions of dollars in profits. In 12 hours Vladislav managed to steal $9.5 million from the credit accounts of Royal Bank of Scotland customers. In November 2009, U.S. authorities charged Vladislav Korokorin with financial fraud using access devices and aggravated identity theft. The hacker, who went by the nickname Bad B, was detained in Nice on August 7, 2010, at the request of U.S. law enforcement agencies. He was facing up to 62 years in prison. So in order not to spend his life in jail, he made a deal with the U.S. Justice. He opened the password to his contacts and correspondence. His life before would have been described by many as a fairy tale: expensive cars, yacht, beautiful girls. All this he willingly showed in social networks, but at the moment he is just an ordinary guy, without gold jewelry and expensive cars. Dmytro Golubov, nicknamed Script, Ukrainian Carter, politician, People's Deputy, was also a member of Carter Planet Forum, as well as Bad B. If you open the official biography of Dmitry Golubov on his own information website, you would think that he is a saint. There is help to children, cultural events, sending housing and communal services employees abroad, annual 5 tons of honey, construction of sports grounds and much more. But it should be remembered that the material damage caused by the activities of Golubov's group is estimated at $12 million. Golubov's activities were once patronized by the former president's son, Alexander Yanukovych. In Ukraine alone, Golubov faced imprisonment of up to 12 years. But after 4 years of trial he was completely acquitted. Perhaps due to his influence, Dmitry Golubov spent only 5 months behind bars. He is currently active in politics and has been the head of the Internet Party of Ukraine since 2010. In this way, Golubov avoided responsibility for stealing millions of dollars from the credit cards of American residents. Dmitry Naskovets is a well-known cybercriminal. Together with his partner, he organized the transnational criminal company Cybercriminals, a web resource for carders that helped them bypass the security systems of American banks. More than 2,000 people used the services of the criminal group. Naskovets was arrested in Prague in 2010 and extradited to the United States. Dmitry Naskovets, a 26-year-old Belarusian, confessed to running the website Cybercriminals, through which more than 2,000 cases of identity theft were carried out. He employed a network of German and English-speaking operators who called banks pretending to be identity theft victims and confirming the fraudumic transactions carried out by accomplices. The attackers found a skillful way to bypass the anti-fraud defenses in place at many U.S. banks, where cardholders are often asked to confirm suspicious transactions over the phone. Dmitry Naskovets provided the operator with information about the victim, including name, mailing address, social security number and answers to secret questions like what city did you get married in? And what's your older brother's name? He explained what phrases to say to get suspicious card account transactions approved. After serving time in prison, Dmitry and his wife founded their law firm in the United States and now lead a law-abiding lifestyle. He is a successful businessman to this day. This is a case where prison has been good for a person. In the noughties, Max Butler was known to the entire Carter community under the nickname Iceman. Max made cybercrime history primarily because of his unheard-of audacity. He did things that no one else would ever think of doing. But, as ridiculous as it sounds, most of Max's crimes were well-meaning. Butler was known as one of the biggest carders in the world. He infected other people's computers with malware and stole credit card data to withdraw money from them in various ways. Max Ray Butler was born on July 10, 1972 in Meridian, Idaho, in a large family. He also has a brother and a sister. Max's childhood can be called difficult. When he was 14 years old, his parents divorced. His father, with whom the boy had a great relationship, moved to the city of Boise in the same Idaho. Max stayed to live with his mother, but was very saddened by his parents' divorce. This may have affected his behavior, when he went from a quiet child with a passion for computers to a troubled teenager over time. During his freshman year, Max and a new friend hacked into the university's local network. The students had fun emailing from the professors' mailboxes. At the same time, Butler studied data structuring, chemistry and mathematical analysis. But soon this carefree life was destined to end. Max began to deteriorate relations with the girl, and eventually she left him for another. Furious, Max threatened to kill her and even almost hit her and her boyfriend with a car. The court forbade Butler from approaching the girl, but he quickly violated the ban. Therefore, in 1991, Max received his first real sentence of 5 years. After his release, he decided to move to San Francisco, and there he engaged in theft of bank data. Butler was arrested in 2007 for stealing 2 million credit card numbers and obtaining $86 million through fraudulent payments. Federal authorities accused him of operating an online forum called Carter's Market, where cybercriminals bought and sold stolen financial data. Butler served his 13-year sentence, the longest sentence for a hacker at the time, and was released in 2021. Sergey is one of the most notorious carders in the post-Soviet space. In 2008, he was among 11 defendants in the case of the largest theft of personal information in U.S. history. Pavlovich was an accomplice of the famous hacker Albert Gonzalez. Sergey is also the author of the famous book How I Stole a Million. Confessions of a Repentant Carder. Sergey began his criminal career by participating in Carder Planet, the largest carding forum in Russia. In 2009, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison. In total, U.S. intelligence agencies estimate the damage from the Carter's activities at $36 million. By his own admission, he himself earned no more than $1.2 million. After Sergey got out of prison, he founded the YouTube channel People Pro, and to this day he releases interviews with people who are related to the criminal world of the internet. Sergey himself states that it was a mistake to get involved in thievery in his youth, and after serving time in prison, he officially announced that he was done with criminal activity. Also in his book he tells about his entire criminal path. How he earned $1 million and about serving time in a Belarusian prison. His book became a real bestseller. So much for the internet fraud issue. Give us your likes and subscribe to the channel.